Salaki, I got a phone call, but that is the book of life, meaning the elect, the chosen number, that small remnant that is going to be coming back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in these last days. That is the prophecy talking about a certain number of Israelites saved and a certain of Israelites that are going to be unalived. And that is just the fact of it, you know? So that is why, going back to this Jeremiah 30, that the time of Jacob's trouble is going to be like no other. This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. This is, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And you have to really understand that the Lord is going to put a difference between the Israelites and the rest of the world, especially the Israelites that are of the elect. Salakia, let me correct that statement. The elect, and especially if you get spiritual powers, man, ain't nobody going to say anything. But that is where, you know, you can lead into the Apocrypha that explains what's going to be happening in these people's minds perfectly. And that's why I'm going to go to Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1, because you're going to see everything that the prophets have been saying, starting with the elder and apostles at Great Millstone, to the head bishops, the elders, on down to the brothers, you know, in the miscellaneous camps throughout Babylon the Great and the world, been saying the same thing. And the whole world is going to realize that we are the ones that have been telling you the correct message with a Bible in our hands, not standing out in the street corners and just saying what sounds good and, you know, just going off the top of our head. When you see Hebrew Israelite camps of Great Millstone, you see books out, you see Bibles out, you see tablets ready to fact check information if somebody wants to come talk slick to the prophets, man. And that's why all these people are going to get shut the fuck down when this starts to happen. And the men of the Lord are going to be praising Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, because we're going to be in a different spirit when all hell breaks loose. That's why this is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And that's Yahweh Shai cracking the clouds, being looking like a so-called black man, you know, with woolly hair, red eyes, laser beams, with a great heavenly host of angelic vehicles, with a bunch of angels that are melanated beings, you know, looking like all, as well as chariots looking like all different types of shapes. You know, it's going to be a sight to see, not to mention the Leviathan, spiritual powers, the demonic entities that are going to be manifesting themselves, tormenting these people, the different spirits that are going to be put inside people for them to do heinous acts. Look up the word heinous act. It's very disturbing, some of the things and definitions that you'll find of the type of mentality these people are going to be in these last days. You're going to see a lot of heinous acts in these last days. Continuing, verse 3, and they repenting, and these are the people that have been talking shit, the scoffing at camp walking by, not taking time to listen to what at least we have to say. You're looking at these men that they're out there in the summer, in the hottest of days, in the fall, when the transition of weather is out, everybody's all snotty nose and sick, doesn't want to go out. In the winter, nobody's definitely out, you know, except the prophets year round, in the cold, snow, all year telling you the same message. You wouldn't think upon yourself that you seeing these men out year round to go ask them at least what are they so adamant about coming year round to tell the people. Why are you out here? You know, no one, you'd be rarely hear that, man. Everybody just that comes up to the camps usually just want to fucking argue their point, thinking like they know something, a thing or two about the Bible. Oh, I read the Bible front and back. Oh, I know all about it. You ask them what the Apocrypha is, and they're like, what? Fucking dummies, man. But this is continuing, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 3. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. Verse 4, we fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints. Verse 6, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. AKA the spirit of truth and breath of life, and Yahweh Shai not dying for the whole world, dying for the elect, that small remnant of Israelites, the innumerable multitude that are going to be coming back to the flock, back to the fold. And the 2/3 Israelites that pass away in this lifetime are going to be reincarnated in the kingdom of heaven through the loins of the elect, and the 1/3, in their appropriate lots. And that is why, it is so crucial to have a strong foundation and built up in the word and understanding the different stories, and that when this devil comes down with great wrath and great fury, you're going to see the different examples that our forefathers went through and understand that you're going to be put in the same situations, just like the Babylonian names, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that most people know them by. But I believe it's Azael, Mishael, and Ananiah are the Hebrew names. If I'm mistaken, Salakia, I always forget those names, which I should remember. But the point being is that they had to go through their trial during their time, which was bowing down to the false image, the idol of Nebuchadnezzar. So what you understand is that they were going to get thrown into a pit of a furnace of fire. And we're going to get thrown into a furnace of fire in this modern world by being a believer in this faith, calling yourself a Hebrew Israelite, believing in the Bible, calling upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You're going to be an enemy to the state when this goes down. And that is why you're going to need to really prepare yourself in these last days. But understand that there are many scriptures promising salvation to the elect, I'll get one. And I'll end it with this. This is 2 Timothy 1:9. Who hath saved us? Salakia. That's not it. Who call? It's maybe how I worded it. Salakia. That's one of them, but I'm looking for the specific. Either way, it's going into whoever called on the righteous, and was not delivered. I believe it's in the Old Testament. I'm gonna have to look it up. I have it in my scriptures, but I'm gonna keep the point rolling. This scripture will do it just as well. This is Romans 10:13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, shall be saved. And that is you calling upon the true names, not calling upon Jesus, JC, and Serapis Christus. You're calling upon whatever idol the Catholic worships during that month, the Virgin Mary, Guadalupe, whatever, man. I was walking out the taco spot today, and you see it was Issacharite spot. It's a place out here in Boise, man. Hella good tacos. And they fucking walking out in this nice ass Issacharite truck. It was an Issacharite truck because they had a fucking idol, the Virgin right there, the Virgin Guadalupe, whatever, fucking Virgin Mary, with the big old golden, aura around it, man. It was too much. I'm like, how the fuck you driving right when you got that idol on the top of your dash? Literally had it right on his dash. So these people that are going to be calling upon these other names, man, they're not going to be delivered. Which, hey, this is my go-to scripture, man, because that's why a lot of these damn Northern Kingdom are getting deported, man. You go back to their house, they got a bunch of fucking idols they pray to. They got a whole spot with candles that they go to when they pray, "Oh, holier than thou," really praying to these idols that they have at their house, man. So this is, I always like to bring this scripture out because, the people are going to make this MOTB their God as well, because they're going to believe that is what's going to be able to save them. So if you're in the world, let's say you're atheist and you go to this demon and you allow him to stick you, and you're an Israelite, hey man, that's your condemnation. And I'm not even speaking to these heathens, man. There's no chance of salvation for them. They're just waiting for the next slavery that's going to come their way under the kingdom of heaven. But our people calling upon every other name under the sun, and we're telling you to call upon Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And this is Judges 10 and 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. So as you can see, man, these people are going to be calling upon their false idols, praying with their rosary beads, doing the most, man. And if you don't have this truth, you are going to take that MOTB. If you don't have the spirit and power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, with you and guiding you, him giving you mercy, you're ultimately going to take this charagma. If you want to continue your life in the world for a little bit longer, you have a business, you have a lot of physical, carnal substance that you don't want to get rid of, and they say you're going to have to give it all up and be a vagabond, homeless man on the street if you don't want to take this charagma. Are you going to do it? That's the level of faith that you have. Your kids and your wife and everybody's in your face, and they're telling you to take it because you don't love them. You want to see them starve to death. Man, you can't take it. It's going to get very testing out here, especially for brothers, you know, and those men that have not. I'm not saying brothers because we do. I was just saying to those men that have not prepared their households accordingly. You know, built up and had these hard conversations with their, you know, loved ones. At least gave them the warning to get the blood off your hands, man. If they rejected it, you told your family, and that's it, man. They know where to get the truth if they come to and decide to wake the fuck up. But hey, man, that's between them and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So with that being said, man, we can only give this message out so many times before the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai ultimately is going to make that final test come out and the books be shut and the ministry stop going out. These people are going to be looking for answers. So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Till next time, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chachadash, and double honors to beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. Till next time, Lord willing, shalom.